NFL on.
All right, be a PA. Coming up, we've got what should prove yards deep. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on. And an alley to run. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. Just like Fitzpatrick on first down. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. To throw again. Fitzpatrick stepping up. He's going to keep it. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. But it'll be second. Throwing again. Fitzpatrick. And that is incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Buying time to his left. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the first down marker. So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean,
and he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. From 3 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The underdog here is showing no fear. Great opening drive.
Now, we weren't in the locker room for the pregame speech, but I will guarantee you, somewhere along the way, the head coach said, let's just grab a big stick and smack them with it and let them know we're going to be here today. They may be the team that's supposed to be superior, but we're not backing down to anyone.
And on the road, no less, setting the tone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Carson Wentz and this Philadelphia Eagles offense, we'll get a look at them in just a second. Speaking of Wentz, week 1 against Washington, 313 yards, threw for 3 scores, but you called that game. You were telling me early on there were some frustrated Eagles fans.
It started about the 3rd drive where Philadelphia didn't get much done on offense, and by the middle of the 2nd quarter, it was full-fledged Boo Birds. And they booed him off the field at halftime before they really got going in the 3rd quarter. And came back and beat Washington, but this is all about Carson Wentz. You know, him being back from his injury, having the team full-time now, and he showed a lot in this game. Poise, stayed with it, and in the 2nd half, he was
nowhere to go. Here, he lost the football. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal. Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Mike Gesicki advantage. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. For the Philadelphia Eagles, before they get the ball back here, as I mentioned, you saw them in week 1. And you talked about Wentz and how he had a great second half, threw the deep ball well. Deshaun Jackson was a pretty good recipient from Carson Wentz.
51 and 53-yard touchdown catches. As you mentioned, the deep ball from Carson Wentz, their time in the offseason was really put to good use in the opener. But Deshaun Jackson isn't just a deep ball receiver.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Raekwon McMillan gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Fitzpatrick. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. He was looking that time for Stills. So after the INT, here's Wentz. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Credit the sack to the safety, Rashad Jones. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz, his throw incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Wentz, and that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Let's go.
So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Forced out to his left. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down.
And Drake is in for a Dolphins touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. Extra point, hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And it's now 21-0. This is taken near the 13. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock
multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And now it's second down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. It's a second down run with Sanders. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So 2 missed field goals for him now, and that's helped keep them with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's not the only reason they have a 0. The offense has been bogged down a few times now, but it's certainly not helping the cause any at all.
Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. Stepping up, he'll try and run. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Fitzpatrick being chased out left. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. He's still fighting forward. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him. And he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
And an alley to run. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
You got it. You got it.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Kenyon Drake with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking, paving the way for the 6 points.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. All right, time for us now to discuss Alshon Jeffrey. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin. I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion. Anything possible to shake him free. Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. To throw is Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And it'll be Dolphin football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy. No, there really is no need to do anything. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them. Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Get ready.
Here's Carson Wentz now with the rest of his offensive unit heading onto the field. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive. And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while. Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
6 man. Check curls, check curls.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. It's a short kick taken at the 15. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Baby, let's go. Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they? Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to find a way to get back in this one. Yeah, because right now you're down big. You're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And the tackle there will go to Charles Harris. Now Wentz on third down. And that is incomplete. Coverage that time by Bobby McCain. The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far. I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Kenny Stills taking it in as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field. Not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Jerome Baker right there in coverage. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Ertz has it left side. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
It's a foot race. The 30, 10, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. That is something you almost never see. A punt return better than 100 yards from one end zone to the other as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming.
And you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.